Philadelphia Phillies got the job done Saturday night with a 3-2 walk-off win over the National League East division rival Atlanta Braves. The Phillies now have won the first 3 games of this 4-game series at Citizens Bank Park at home in front of the home crowds against the Braves. Series finale tonight here on Sunday Night Baseball. Jesus Luzardo is scheduled to start for the Phillies to go for this 4-game sweep. Great stuff out of the Phillies so far in these first 3 games overall. Obviously, a good bounce back after getting swept by the New York Mets up in Queens at Citi Field just before the series. Really good bounce back for the team, and it's great to see. Welcome to Phillies Daily, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Henley. Make sure you guys subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Now, the Braves, they took a 2-1 lead in the top of the 10th inning. It went to extra innings there last night on Saturday night in that 3rd game of this 4-game series. But the Phillies came up in the bottom of the 10th in their half of the inning. Nick Castellanos led off the inning. He was hit by a pitch right in the wrist area. Seemed like it really hurt, obviously. Tough spot to get hit. Stayed in the ballgame. Stayed running on the bases for the Phillies. And then after Harrison Bader got out, Bryson Stott hit a single, just dropped in the outfield in front of right field. Alec Boehm was on second base to start that inning. Extra innings, obviously a runner who made the final out in the previous inning takes second base now with these newer rules in Major League Baseball, the ghost runner. So with that single and the Nick Castellanos hit by a pitch, it was bases loaded with 1 out. A lot of different ways the Phillies could tie that game with that tying run, I should say, being just 90 feet away at third base with just 1 out. But it started to look a little bleak there for the Phillies. Looks like they were going to just not be able to deliver in the clutch situation. Brandon Marsh struck out looking for the second out of the inning there in the bottom of the 10th. 2-1 lead for the Braves at the time. Bases loaded, and now 2 outs. Trey Turner, top of the order, came up, and he delivered in the clutch situation for the Phillies. He had a 2 RBI single into right field. Boehm scored from third, and then obviously Nick Castellanos came around to score as well for the Phillies, and they got that walk-off win over the Braves in celebratory fashion there in front of the home crowds at Citizens Bank Park. 3-2 over the Braves to win 3 of these first 4 games against their division rival. Again, going for the series sweep of this 4-game series with Jesus Luzardo scheduled to start on the mound tonight, Sunday, for the Phillies. Shout out to Trey Turner. He's been hot as of late. 3-hit game last night. The Phillies only had 6 hits total in that walk-off win. Trey Turner with 3 of those 6 hits. And he is now hitting 300 in 2025, entering today's ball game on Sunday. He is tied with Los Angeles Dodgers first baseman Freddie Freeman for the National League lead. Maybe Trey Turner can potentially win the National League batting title. Obviously tied for the best batting average right now with Freddie Freeman at 300. He also has the 5th highest batting average in all of Major League Baseball. There's 4 American League players with the higher average. Aaron Judge has the highest average at, I believe, 321 right now through 2025. Again, Trey Turner came up clutch last night, had those big 3 hits, and he's been hot as of late, and it's great to see at the top of the order for the Philadelphia Phillies starting previous All-Star shortstop. Should have been an All-Star this year in 2025, but unfortunately wasn't. Having an incredible season, and the Phillies need him to keep continuing to hit the ball and coming up in these clutch situations. Bounce back start for Christopher Sanchez last night. Christopher Sanchez had a rough outing in that Mets series, as really did all the Phillies players. Obviously got swept there at Citi Field. Again, he allowed 8 hits, 3 walks, and 6 earned runs in that start against the Mets. Bounced back Saturday night in front of the home crowd in a huge, huge way against the Atlanta Braves. He went 7 strong innings for the Phillies, allowed 7 hits, 0 walks. Always a great number to see out of any pitcher. Again, 3 walks his last start, 0 last night against the Braves. Great stuff out of Christopher Sanchez. 1 earned run, and he had 8 strikeouts in those 7 innings. The Phillies need Christopher Sanchez to continue to pitch like that for the rest of the regular season and right into the playoffs, because obviously Zach Wheeler is no longer in question. He's no longer pitching for the Phillies with that injury, out for the season, out for the playoffs. And Christopher Sanchez is a guy that has proven to be an ace-worthy starter at the major league level. last year, this year, one of the best pitchers in Major League Baseball, definitely one of the best pitchers in the National League right now, and he needs to pick it up and keep pitching very well again in Zach Wheeler's absence, as does the rest of the starting rotation. Aaron Nola, Taijuan Walker even, Jesus Luzardo, and Ranger Suarez. They all need to pick it up and continue to be a strength of this team throughout the rest of the season if they want any shot at winning a World Series championship. If they want to win a World Series championship, the bullpen also has to be pitching very well. There was a little bit of worry going around circulating through the fan base in the city of Philadelphia with Jhoan Duran, the electric flame-throwing closer the Phillies got from the Minnesota Twins this year at the deadline. He obviously started his Phillies career amazingly. He was perfect in saves, really just, dominating these offenses, these opposing hitters late in the ball games in those save situations. He ran into some trouble as of late. He blew his first save with the Phillies back on August 22nd versus the Nationals. Then on August 26th, he had another rough appearance out of the bullpen for the Phillies, that time in a non-save situation, trying to push it into extra innings like he did last night against the Braves. This time, before it was August 26th, in that Mets series, ended up losing that ball game. He allowed bases loaded with no outs, and the Mets walked him off on an RBI single. Won that game 6-5. Tough appearance for Duran, but he has been dominant again in his last two appearances with the Phillies in this Braves series. He had 2 strikeouts and picked up the save Friday night versus the Braves. And then last night, again, in a non-save situation, he came in the top of the 9th inning to give the Phillies an opportunity to walk it off in the 9th inning or at least push it into extra innings. He did just that. Again, had 2 more strikeouts in that 9th inning in the tie game, 1-1. And then obviously the Phillies did not score in the bottom of the 9th, but they did end up winning that ball game with that Trey Turner 2 RBI single in the bottom of the 10th inning. And Jhoan Duran looked great in his last 2 appearances. The Phillies need him to keep pitching well, keep dominating, and keep that foot on the gas moving into this last part of the season and right into October baseball. They need him being dominant and very reliable in these late inning situations, in these safe situations, if they want a shot at winning a World Series championship. Now, some news around Major League Baseball. Walker Buehler, a veteran pitcher in this league, he was released by the Boston Red Sox, and a guy that's going to be very, very intrigue a lot of different teams looking to make a playoff run. He can start, he can come out of a bullpen, mostly a starter throughout his career though, but having not so good of a year this year in 2025, obviously leading to his release by the Red Sox. He has a 5.45 ERA in 23 games, 22 starts of those 23 games here in 2025. He is a 2-time All-Star. He's also a 2-time World Series champion with the Los Angeles Dodgers. He is a career 3.56 ERA. His first 7 years, he was with the Dodgers. Obviously, this year, his 8th year in Major League Baseball with the Red Sox before his release just the other day. Now, more notably, he has a 3.04 playoff ERA. Obviously, if the Phillies were to sign Walker Buehler or any team trying to make a playoff run, a World Series championship push, obviously it is about to be September here tomorrow, and then that's the last month of the regular season. Then you're into October baseball for the playoffs. And Walker Buehler has a 3.04 playoff career ERA, including a 0.71 ERA through 2 starts in 2019 with the Dodgers, and then a 1.80 ERA in 5 starts back in the 2020 playoffs. Has some success in the playoffs. The Phillies obviously don't have Zach Wheeler now being out for the year and the playoffs with that injury, and they could look to a veteran like Walker Buehler, who's obviously had a lot of success in his career in the past. Again, not so much of a great year here in 2025, but maybe a change of scenery could be what he needs, and a fresh start in Philadelphia could be in play and could be something that the Phillies are intrigued by. There are rumors out there that they have expressed interest in him, as a lot of teams probably have. We'll see what happens, but it could be a possibility that he could be joining the Philadelphia Phillies. Again, we'll see what happens. Thank you guys for watching this episode of Phillies Daily. I'm your host, Mike Hennelly. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Phillies content right here on Phillies Daily. Phillies going for the 4-game sweep here tonight on Sunday Night Baseball against the Atlanta Braves before starting a big series against the Milwaukee Brewers on the road. Obviously the best team in the National League. Best team really in Major League Baseball right now. So hopefully they can get this sweep, go into that series on a high note, and get things started in a big way against the Brewers coming up. Again, thank you guys for watching, and as always, go Phils.